Back on the AT, I am at Windsor Furnace, where the Furnace Creek Trail intersects the Appalachian Trail. I'm gonna finish out this tiny little bit that I have in this 15-mile section. It is November 29. It is 32 degrees, I think. The ground is covered in frost. It's a beautiful day. The sky is blue. So yeah, let's go hiking. This might be a really quick hike because it's actually only 1.8 miles to the mile marker waypoint that I dropped the other day. That is a really big blowdown. I used to assume that things like that back there were old because they're so big and enormous. But then when I was hiking from Hawk Mountain Road to the Allentown shelter to meet my niece and her husband, and then we hiked back to their vehicle, there was a blowdown across the trail that hadn't been there 2 weeks prior to that when I had hiked that same section. And my niece said that it hadn't been there 30 minutes before they had gotten to the Allentown shelter. So it was literally brand new. And now when I see stuff, I wonder. Pretty big monster of a tree. I'm gonna try to go to Cabela's again because the extra warm base layer that I purchased was not only too small, but the fabric had literally no elastic in it. It had no give whatsoever. Most uncomfortable base layer I have ever experienced. In other news, it snowed overnight, the night before last, and when I woke up and looked out the window of my apartment, my eyes were kind of in disbelief. I had to stare at it quite some time before I finally concluded that I needed to go downstairs and open the door of the building to find out, in fact, that yes, indeed, it snowed in my town. So winter is quickly approaching. Well, I learned something new about deer hunting. I've never hunted for anything in my life. The hunter is allowed to field dress the deer, which is to cut it open and scoop out all the insides and leave them. It helps preserve the deer meat because it cools them down faster, and then they just have to drag the deer back to their vehicle. And then I guess the critters, all the critters out here, get to feast on the insides of deer. Seems very barbaric to me. Right, I've reached my turnaround point. Back at the truck. That was 1.8 miles on the Appalachian Trail and 4.7 miles altogether. It was mostly a really nice section of the trail. The steep climb, the trail itself wasn't bad, but coming down it was a little bit dodgy because of all of the leaves on the ground, and let me tell you, the leaves are slippery, very slippery. So other than that, it was a fun hike. Right, okay, I'll see you next time.